So he says, Ya ibadi, O my slaves, Allah says, الَّذِينَ أَسْرَفُوا عَلَى أَنفُسِهِمْ. Which of the slaves? That the ones who have crossed all lines and boundaries against themselves, the ones who have harmed themselves, the ones that have done severe harm to themselves, by living a life of sin, by living a life of hopelessness, by living a life of disobedience to Allah, by living a lifestyle that is harmful to them, not just spiritually, but maybe even socially and familially and physically. They're living a life that is very harmful to them. So Allah is specifically referring to these people, but something beautiful that the scholars point out, Allah still calls them my slaves. Allah is still saying, you're my slaves. We still have a relationship with Allah. So Allah is speaking to the worst of the worst, the most sinful people, the ones that are walking on very thin ice. Ya ibadi, O my slaves, alladhina asrafu ala anfusihim, the ones who have done severe harm to themselves. Allah gives them an instruction. He forbids something. La taqnatu min rahmatillah. La taqnatu min rahmatillah. Never ever, in the slightest bit, lose hope from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And وَالنَّهْيُ لِلتَّحْرِيمِ, وَالنَّهْيُ لِلتَّحْرِيمِ. This is an usul of fiqh. This is a principle of jurisprudence that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the forbidding tone, when He uses the verb that is used to forbid something, that makes something impermissible. It makes something haram. Allah is saying that it is haram. It is not allowed for you under any circumstance to ever, in the slightest bit, lose hope from the mercy of Allah. Why? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't just tell us something and not give us reason to believe it. Why? Inna Allah yaghfiru dhunuba jami'a. Because Allah will forgive all the sins. Why? How is He capable of forgiving all the sins? Innahu huwal ghafurur rahim. Because He and only He, most definitely He is al-Ghafur, constantly forgiving and constantly merciful. Nothing is beyond His capacity or beyond His reach. Allah will and can forgive anything that anyone has done. So never despair, never lose hope from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. La tay'asu min rawhillah. Yaqub alayhi salam tells his sons, La tay'asu min rawhillah. Don't ever lose hope from the mercy of Allah. Why? إِنَّهُ لَا يَيْأَسُ مِنْ رَوْحِ اللَّهِ إِلَّا الْقَوْمُ الْكَافِرُونَ. Because the only one who loses hope in the mercy of Allah is the one who is ungrateful to Allah, the one who disbelieves in Allah. Losing hope is tantamount to disbelief. And the word that's used here in this ayah to talk about hope is ruh, which comes from ruh, because it's the spirit of our iman. It's the soul of our hearts. It's what keeps our hearts alive. It's that hope, that connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet ﷺ invokes in a supplication, وَنَرْجُو رَحْمَتَكَ. We tie our hopes, we pin our hopes, O Allah, on your mercy. And the higher, the more powerful, the greater Allah's mercy is, the more we need to have hope in the mercy of Allah.